Let's thank you all for a most fantastic Trinity Fair, which I've had good reports. That was extremely well received. Welcome. First on the agenda, policies for substances. We have Councillor B Newport, Councillor L now, and Councillor N now. Item 2 on the agenda, terms of reference, to agree a committee terms of reference to be submitted for ratification by the full county. All had a copy of the terms of reference. Do we have any comments, please?
Yeah.
Councillor Newport.
Thank you, Councillor Linden. So, following on from the clerk's recommended terms of reference, I just elaborated on a few points. And as you'll see in front of you, this is what I would suggest. I have managed to circulate it to other members that were here this evening, because we were here prior to this meeting for a planning meeting. So if you just want to take a few minutes to look over it, and then have your opinions, that would be great.
Every moment since it's been done. And there needs to be a
give time to have a look at things like that.
what's your recommendation?
Well, we are to discuss terms of reference. Well, you are not the chair, Richard. You are not
No,
actually
but
the
even
chair.
though the point you make is valid, but obviously all members need to have ample time to read the information.
Well, that's fine then, Clark, if you like. I'll read out the terms of reference and we can discuss each point.
Right, who's actually running this meeting at the moment? I'm actually asking the clerk.
Councillor Linden.
So you're running this, are you?
No, Councillor
Are
Linden.
you running the? Councillor Newport, are you running? I'm actually speaking to the clerk. Can you let me speak to the clerk?
You've asked me a question. Would you like me to answer the question? You've just asked me who's running the meeting, so would you like me to answer the,
Yeah,
would you
okay.
like me to answer?
Yeah.
I'm not trying to run the meeting. I'm just saying, as in previous committee meetings that we've had to discuss the terms of reference, and the only agenda item on the agenda is discuss the terms of reference. We have, I've set out some terms of reference here in collaboration with the terms of reference given by the chair. And at previous committee meetings, we've been able to discuss the terms of reference because that is the whole point of this meeting. That's why I've just given these out. They're not.
I haven't been at previous committee meetings.
Well, there we are then.
This is the, don't say there we are. This is the only meeting that I'm at the committee that I'm on. I'm actually speaking to the clerk and asking his advice at this moment in time. So I would respect it if you would respect me asking that question. Thank you.
So yeah, I mean, if Councillor Newport wants to read out the document and obviously show the changes, then that is the way forward. We've done that at staff committee and that works absolutely fine. So all members are aware of what changes to be made.
Thank you. Councillor Newport, would you like to read them out?
Yeah, I'm quite happy to read out every single one. So the terms of reference provided by the clerk, points 1 to 3 are pretty much the same. Membership, pretty much the same, except for the committee shall consist of 9 members appointed by full council together with the chair and vice chair of the town council ex officio with full voting rights, exactly the same. I do believe that meetings and the conduct of meetings is very similar. The committee shall meet 6 times a year, ordinarily on a bi-monthly basis, I think was discussed at the full council. The annual schedule of meetings shall be approved by full council as previously. Meetings and committee business shall be conducted in accordance with statutory requirements, the council standing orders, financial regs and code of conduct. Meetings shall ordinarily be clerked by the clerk or in their absence another authorised council officer. And the decisions and recommendations shall be determined by a majority of members present and voting. Rights and powers, I believe, are very similar. If you want me to elaborate on that, I can do. The Christmas lights, developing the proposals and budget recommendations to full council for the provision of Christmas lights. Monitoring the expenditure and delivery against approved budgets, pretty standard. The Rayleigh market, approving the market management plan, rents, regulations, monitoring the performance and providing strategic direction for its development. and approving additional or special markets and considering matters requiring strategic development and direction. Did pop in there about youth provision, monitoring youth service agreements and identifying opportunities to enhance youth provision, liaising with youth organisations and partner agencies to promote opportunities for young people. This was touched on in the full council. We've got community assets and facilities, monitoring the community assets and facilities within the committee's remit and making recommendations to full council regarding improvements, maintenance and future provision. Finance, procurement and contracts. Suggest the committee's exercising delegated financial authority in accordance with the council's standing orders and financial regs. Approving the expenditure within the approved budgets in accordance with the council's financial regs. Considering procurement matters with its remit and awarding contracts or making recommendations to full council where required. Monitoring expenditure against the approved budgets. Community engagement and partnership. So there's some slight add-ons in these. Liaising with statutory bodies, community groups and other organisations on matters affecting the town and its residents. Identifying community needs and opportunities, promoting the partnership working and providing strategic direction on matters within the committee's remit and supporting and promoting initiatives that improve quality of life for residents. 4.8, I don't believe this one was in the terms of reference from the clerk, but it's regarding the community safety partnership, which we have a statutory role on with the district. So it just highlights that the chair of the committee shall be the council's appointed representative on the community safety partnership, with the vice chair acting as a substitute when required, receiving updates on matters relating to the community safety within the town, identifying emerging community safety concerns and making recommendations to full council or relevant agencies where appropriate. Just popped in there about working groups, that the committee can establish working groups for specific projects or events within its remit, and any working group shall be advisory only and shall report recommendations to the committee. Training. Members of the committee shall undertake training relevant to the responsibilities of the committee, or if you prefer wording, members of the committee shall be encouraged to undertake training relevant to the responsibilities of the committee. And that the terms, and finally, the terms of reference shall be reviewed annually by the committee, and any proposed amendment shall be submitted to full council for approval. So pretty standard.
Excuse me, Chair, can I ask for a few minutes to go through this through?
I understand I'm not chair, but yes, you can go through me.
Thank you. I had prepared for this meeting, but not with this, so I just wanted to just take a bit of time if I may.
Sorry, can I just quite inquire from an officer's perspective about the community assets and facilities? Which assets are you referring to? It doesn't specify any.
So anything to do with the community, what point was that on, Sean?
4.5.
4.5. So just monitoring the community assets and facilities within the committee's remit. So, you know, like we have John Fisher Park, it's a community asset.
So that would sit under environmental services.
But the community point, the community part of that. So basically I would say the what's that term they use? The community value, the social value of it.
Okay,
The
yeah.
community value of it, yeah?
Yeah,
What about things like the telephone box?
that's environmental services.
That's under
Yeah.
environment.
I know, to the clerk, I appreciate that quite a lot of the committees in one way or another overlap,
Yeah,
especially with open spaces or what was open spaces, the environment, because obviously parks come under that, but also they have a community value.
so can I make a suggestion that we say monitoring the social value of community assets and facilities?
Yeah.
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 Just to make that clear, because obviously environmental services will do like the actual strategic management of that site
Yeah.
and maintenance and stuff, yeah.
So that would be if you were going to do the event down, John,
I may just come in as well, because I'm actually looking through what is actually part of the asset of environment. And of course, we've got youth provision in there, but we're also looking, how can I put it, the community value of youth provision. So we've got a crossover here as well. And if we want to go further, we've got the Christmas lights, which is provided by environment. It's under the environment asset.
No,
No,
I
it's
don't.
not. It's not.
It's not,
No.
it's not. Okay, so I'm looking at the detailed budget summary. That's what I'm looking at, okay? So that would go like the floor, okay, fair enough, that goes under.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
That was sent to me today. Yeah, it was sent to me today.
Sorry, could I just ask anybody will? What exactly was sent to you today? The budget summary?
Yes,
Sorry.
I've got a detailed budget summary. Has nobody else got one?
Kate said that, sorry.
Yes.
Okay.
I don't think I've got one.
Oh, yeah, I've got it. Right. Environment.
I'll look at that, because I think that, by the sounds of that, that's not broken down into the correct committee.
Yeah.
No,
That's,
No.
fair enough, it's just given.
yeah,
A
I'll
budget
just
summary.
reissue then.
Okay,
Sorry, my environmental services and allotment budget
Oh, yeah.
at 11/21.
Was that from Kate, sorry?
Yes, no, yes, it was. Yes,
Okay.
right.
Yeah.
May I speak, committee, is that all right?
Hmm,
Thank you. Okay, first of all, I'd like to know where this comes from, just out of interest. No other reason.
Oh, it was asking me.
I'm asking whether you choose it.
Oh,
I'm sorry, I wasn't sure if you'd done. it or
Oh,
whether
yeah, I
you'd just-
elaborated on the terms of reference that the clerk had sent out. And just added, and looking at our previous terms of reference for the community committee, which were dated 5th of November 2024. If you want to look those ones up.
Have you cross-referenced these with other committees on the terms of references when the overlaps that might happen?
No, because I'm only interested in this committee at this time. As what would be, I don't understand what point you're making when you said you haven't attended any other committees, what relevance that has.
Can I just stop this straight away? Your attitude towards me, I've done nothing wrong. You come in here and you're attacking me straight away. Please, can you just be civil? There is a code of conduct rights that basically we're supposed to be civil to each other. You're not being civil. I have got no argument whatsoever with anything that you're doing and anything you're talking about. I'm totally for improving terms of references where necessary. I'm asking the questions because Councillor Ward mentioned something about a crossover regarding the finances. So all I'm doing is wondering if you've actually done any work behind the scenes where you looked at other terms of references and done any work. And please, can we just,
Other terms of references within this council are you referring to, and other
I'm
committees?
referring to within this council.
Only the committees that I've sat on or I've attended, then obviously I've seen their terms of reference, yes, that are going to be put forward to full council. But I would have been under the understanding, and I would have thought it would have been helpful that once a committee had suggested its terms of reference, that would then be going forward to the full council on the 1st of July, that they had been emailed out to all members of the council. If that has not happened, that's something that will have to be taken up with the office.
So these are standalone, what you're looking at. You have the experience and the knowledge of other terms of references, so it's just a crossover between the different committees. That's all I'm asking. But you're saying these are standalone in what you're actually doing.
Yeah, if that's a direct question to me, councillor Linden, then I'm happy to answer that. These are terms of reference drafted alongside the terms of reference that the clerk provided and our previous terms of reference, which were dated the 5th of November 2024.
Thank you.
if I may, I think it's well worth just saying that the terms of reference are community service committee specific. And I think that's important because I believe a lot of the terms of references that we have discussed are actually specific to each individual committee and how they actually work within each committee. Because obviously some committees don't have Christmas lights or rainy market. And so it's basically just to make it more specific and to give that greater depth to what we're going to do and what we're going to try and do. And I think that's a fairer way of saying it.
Thank you, councillor Ward. Any other comments in relation to the changes?
Yeah, I've got a couple of questions, is that, and I'm just good with the dog ones, it just I've not had time to, right, okay, it's okay. Christmas lights, so, looking at the, proposed clause and then the, ones on the table now. What we're saying is that this committee won't be in a position to agree to any contract for Christmas lights and that everything will have to go through full council for approval. I don't object to that, I just need to understand if that's the way this committee wants it to be. Is that correct understanding from everyone?
Can I answer that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, well, considering that the Christmas lights contract is more than the, existing financial regs, then it would have to go to full council anyway. It's just this committee would put a recommendation forward to full council, and then full council would determine whether they wish to go ahead with that. The same as any other committee under its financial regs will have a maximum amount that it can spend up to. It's delegated powers.
Okay, no, that's fine. The reason I ask is because in previous years it's been approved, the finance and policy of the spend has been approved, and then the committees, whichever committee it is, have just got on and dealt with the business. So, okay, let's clarify that. Thank you. Under the market, the only thing I think, I personally would like to see in there, or to remain in there, is receiving referrals from officers on any issues that need a strategic direction, e.g. breach of market regulations. I've been involved in that in the past, as has Councillor Linden, and I would just like that included, because I think that's really important. There are some occasions where members have to be involved or have to get involved.
What was your wording?
Exactly as it was in the original, receiving referrals from officers of any issues that need a strategic correction, e.g. breach of market conditions or failure to pay market rent for a sustained period, defined as 3 months or more. This is only just my first look, and I'm just, yeah, okay. Thank you. Youth provision is fine, training is 4.8. Yes. Okay, is this voluntary that the chair of the committee should be the council's appointed rep of the community safety partnership, with the vice chair acting as substitute? Presumably that would be part of the terms and conditions, or would that be negotiable?
Well, if you agree the terms of reference, that's what it will be. But it's my understanding from previous years, I think Councillor Lumley was the CSP rep from Raleigh Town Councils, and that was because she was chair of communities.
Okay, Lisa, thank you. I have read the previous terms of.
Yeah, so I understand that that's where that comes from, and it's just to have a consistent member throughout the whole year.
Okay, well, if everyone's happy with that, so that's just new to me. Okay.
I think that point is very important because it allows continuity and
Well,
also a strong reporting backwards.
I was just thinking, if that person works and can't get time before work to attend the meetings, then
They've got a sub, they've got the vice. So
That's
it's
all one of those,
between
okay.
two people.
yeah, no, I'm more than happy with that. Just needed to get that explained how that works. So then will they feed back by full report to the council then?
Yes, that would have to.
So would that be by written report or verbal,
Could be
Does it
written or
matter?
verbal. Written or verbal.
or can we just have that put in there, written or verbal then, just to be clear? Thank you.
I think it does pretty much say in there that they will give updates on matters relating to community safety within the town. And therefore, the CSP rep can then feed back from the town to the community safety partnership on the district with regards to any concerns that, any members have on the town. And as the community safety partnership now have got an antisocial behaviour subcommittee or working group, I think it's quite valuable that we have a say in what members here and the residents of that we represent can feed back into that.
That was very, that was something that has happened in the past, so.
Yeah, but it gives a better opportunity to have a voice, which if there are issues in regards to policing or anything else, can be put across to say we're not happy with something, or the other way round, we're pleased with something. Because, you know, it's just as good to be positive as well as to get across the negative stuff.
Yeah, absolutely agree with you. If
And
I,
the continuity, definitely the chair or the chair of the studies through the way forward.
yeah. Okay, if I may, please, councillor Richard Lambourne did make comments. Are we going to go through that? For no reason, like you can look at them, my feet are pretty lovely problems, you don't want to.
Councillor Lambourne unfortunately was unable to attend the meeting. He has, however, like to raise the following points. Item 5.2 is irrelevant in that it is a community event, so will need to be firstly agreed under 5.1. So 5.1 should be expanded together, agreeing the date and time of the event, agreeing the scope and reason for the event, agreeing and appointing any working group to manage the event, agreeing any contract for the event, developing and agreeing an annual budget for approval by full council would, once agreed, can be spent by the committee. Any additional budgetary requirement must be requested from the council, and monitoring the performance of its budget and providing updates to full council. Any comments, please?
I think that's covered personally. And what isn't covered, I think,
Yeah.
sort of comes a bit under financial rates as well, doesn't it?
Okay. That's covered in both. The original. Okay.
Did Trinity Fair be mentioned?
That it is.
Yeah.
Number 4,
It's on there.
number 4.1 is mentioned,
4 point,
but the new one is mentioned.
sorry.
4.1, bullet point.
Sorry, okay, yeah, that's fine.
And we just need to vote on whether you want to report to these amendments, the terms of reference. Yes, yeah, those amendments, yeah.
Okay. Could we, have a vote on, approval of the amendment, councillor?
I was waving my pen. Sorry, there was another point I wanted to make, which I think possibly through whoever's chairing, sorry, to the clerk. On our other terms of reference, we had Communities Committee has delegated power to deal with all aspects of antisocial behaviour, crime and disorder for the whole of Rayleigh. When I was checking that, I believe it's recommended that we have research methods of reducing crime and fear of crime in the town, and/or statutory duty to actively consider the prevention of crime, disorder and antisocial behaviour. It comes under section 17 of Crime and Disorder Act 1998. I read that it was recommended that council have this on their terms of reference. I'm only reading that. I don't know. Sorry.
It's a new sentence you're adding in. I'm confused. It's not, because it's not in this term.
No.
What
The
is it?
original terms of reference, we did have this part.
Are you not really? Okay.
Sorry, no, not the two that we've got here.
Okay.
No, last year's.
Yeah.
Sorry. Shall I go that again?
Yeah.
So sorry. I've got a job to do. So what we had on the,
Yeah.
So, sorry,
Well,
one for Anne done, so prior to me, mine.
yes,
Yeah,
yes,
cool.
yes, no,
Yeah,
no,
that
no,
makes
before
sense,
that.
yeah.
So it said the Communities Committee has delegated power to deal with all aspects of antisocial behaviour, crime and disorder for the whole of Rayleigh. I didn't see anything, I know we've got the other section that we've just been going over, but when I looked into that to see if that was right, it says, where I'm looking at other terms of reference, etc., that research methods of reducing crime and fear of crime in the town should be on a terms of reference. That's why I'm saying I'm not quoting, this is what I'm reading. Or, as it says under section 17 of Crime and Disorder Act 1998, that it says the statutory duty to actively consider the prevention of crime, disorder and antisocial behaviour. So that's what I'm asking. Do we need to have something along those lines on the
So, I mean, you
on
can
this?
include it explicitly, obviously, it would as such be covered by the community safety paragraph you have there.
Yes, that's what I'm saying, so-
If you explicitly reference the duty, then you can do as well.
Yeah.
By having the.
Would that be covering that whole section?
It would be
This is
covered
what
by
I'm saying,
the
it's all
whole section. It
going
just
down.
depends whether you want to, obviously, implicitly, it's already, you're already fulfilling that duty by considering community safety concerns.
Yeah.
If you want to refer the explicit duty and like the legislation, we can do it, entirely up to your choice.
I don't know if that's necessary, but I just
Yeah.
wanted to
But yeah,
clarify
it would be
where
covered
we
by
stand,
that. Yeah.
that we're fine.
We've,
We're
yeah,
covered.
we've included community safety and
Yeah.
in that.
Can I just make a point? It's actually a very good point. All we have to do is reference the act. That's all.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So you have the
I
choice.
think it's worthwhile, you know, with regard to everything, we make reference to the act under which we have powers to act.
Yeah,
So I think that's important, because if we need to do anything, we need to be able to refer to this, so we are actually legally able to do it. We know we are,
yeah,
but we need to actually have it in black and white to say we can.
yeah.
And I think,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. See, it's a committee discretion whether you kind of refer to it explicitly or just cover it as a general community safety. But if you want to refer to the.
I think the statement, you could put it on there, but it's a lot of words going in there.
Yes, that's.
Basically, it's just, you just make reference to the act under
Yeah.
which you can actually, your remit
Yeah.
to act.
Yeah.
So we-
Yeah.
So,
So, sorry, so we could, maybe put, you know, work within, remit of such and such
Yeah.
act.
Yeah.
Councillor Ward, with that hold us to anything, because in another part of my life, if you reference to something, you've got to make sure that you do comply to everything within that act. So we're happy that everything within that act is covered by what we're already talking about.
Yeah.
So we reference it. Everybody's in agreement.
I think what I'm reading is, we're actually just making it clear that we are acting for the community by trying to reduce the crime, which is what we intend to do.
Yeah.
And it's there, so I,
Yeah.
And it's
That's what I'm
taking
saying to do.
appropriate action as the
Absolutely.
town considers.
Yeah.
Should.
and I think at this moment in time with our town, we're getting quite a few issues.
Yep.
I think that's where I was coming from, so we're-
I don't know if this is a silly question, but is that an act that we would reference as a power if we didn't have the general power of competence?
And it's a duty on us regardless, it's not a power.
It's not.
It's not. Yeah.
it's a statutory duty,
Yeah, a
isn't
bit
it?
like the, obviously the Environment Act 2021, there's, duties on us as well in that, but we've never actually referred to that explicitly in any of our terms of reference.
No,
either.
thank you.
So we just do it as standard to comply.
So, if I can, Sean, so would you recommend that we list that act within the terms of reference? Or,
To be honest, it doesn't matter because we're going to comply with it because it's a duty, so we have to comply with it. So it's entirely your discretion whether you want to include it or not, to be honest. It doesn't
Well,
matter. Either way, we're going to comply with that duty.
I'm happy to include it if everyone else wants to include it.
That's what I'm just saying, is everybody happy, because
It
we're
removes
obviously not-
ambiguity.
we're obviously complying to what's in it anyway, so if you literally reference it to it, it does actually put it there, and it's important, so we're all happy to actually include that.
It's important to remove all ambiguity from everything I'm doing.
So yes, if everybody seems to be happy, we can include that.
Thank you.
So, any other, before I get back to, we vote on the amended terms of reference?
Yeah, just to, check then, so it is, number 2.1. The committee shall consist of 9 members, not, I think it was originally said 9 members appointed by full council together with the chair and vice chair. Ex officio with full voting rights. And then, 5.1, members of the committee shall be encouraged to undertake training rather than shall undertake then, as in previous committees, you can't force somebody to do training.
I under the right understanding that if you're an ex officio, you cannot be chair of the committee.
No, they can do, yeah. They've got full voting rights.
So, any more, amendments to that? Are we all happy with that? Any further? Can we put it to the vote then, or we all,
Yeah, the proposal, sorry.
Need a proposal.
That's
No,
right.
I'm not proposing, I'd just like to make a comment if I may, and that is I'm as happy with it as in the time scale I've seen it. But I appreciate it is what it is.
I propose,
that's that, I was just about to propose through the chair that we, accept the amended terms of reference. Can I have a second, please?
I'll second it.
That's a new call. All in favour? Unanimous. Can't be better.
Yeah, sorry, yeah.
Okay.
And then can I propose that we do the chair and vice chair to go to, full council like we have in previous interviews?
And so because it's just recommendation, it can be voted tonight, it's not actually electing the chair or the vice chair. Right?
Absolutely fine.
Yeah. Sorry, you were proposing?
That we do, chairs and vice chairs.
Yes.
I propose chairman to be Lucy Newport, please.
Second on? Any other nominations? That's, you know, most of the, well, even on your, you've got no nominations.
Yeah.
Vice chair?
I propose Cheryl Rowe, councillor Cheryl Rowe.
I'd like to second that.
Any other nominations? Cool.
Excellent. I'll close the meeting at 9:02.
Thank you.
Fantastic.
Thank you. That's a brilliant.